Translate to number 7. Here we go. We live in Guadalajara in the state of Jalisco with our 4 children. My husband is a technician for Telmex and I work part-time in a dental clinic. Last night we were talking about our children and in particular our hopes and plans for the future. We are worried about the violence here and how it's going to affect them. The verb to live is vivir. Vivir. So it's an IR verb. And so we live is vivimos. Vivimos. In Guadalajara, we don't need to do much, just en Guadalajara. And in the state of Jalisco, this would be en el estado is the state de Jalisco. En el estado de Jalisco with our 4 children. So it would be con and then nuestros 4 niños. Like that. So literally with our 4 children, con nuestros 4 niños. Nuestros here because we have plural here, niños. My husband would be mi esposo, is a technician for Telmex. So es técnico with an accent here. Like that. Es técnico de Telmex. Let's stop here for a second. Remember before how we were saying es médico or es abogado? In Spanish, they don't say is a technician, they just say is technician or is doctor or is pilot, or it's just a thing with Spanish when you're talking about professions and what you do. They don't put in the A like we do in English. So a technician of Telmex. Mi esposo es técnico de Telmex. And I work would be y trabajo. For part-time, what they say is half-time, medio tiempo. Like that. Y trabajo medio tiempo. Or you could even put y yo trabajo medio tiempo in a dental clinic. So this would be en una clínica dental. En una clínica dental. And let's put in the yo here because I really do think that it sounds more natural, flows better in that way. So we have vivimos en Guadalajara en el estado de Jalisco con nuestros 4 niños. Mi esposo es técnico de Telmex y yo trabajo medio tiempo en una clínica dental. For last night, you can say ayer en la noche or simply anoche. We were talking. So here we have wasing and wearing. You have hablar. So we were talking would be hablábamos. You could also use a dot in the past here because we're being very specific by saying anoche, but I think it just sounds more pleasant, this we were talking about our children, right? So I'm choosing to use a line here, but if you use the dot, I think it would also be fine. Anoche hablábamos about our children. We could put sobre here, about our children, and in particular, there's another opportunity to use about here. So, well, what I'm getting at is that you can use sobre or you can use de for about. So far we've been using or choosing sobre because I didn't want you to get confused with de because de can mean a lot of little words. But here we're actually going to use de for about as an example. So anoche hablábamos de, we were talking of our children, nuestros niños. So repeating the same as before here, because we have nuestros niños here and again here, nuestros niños. And in particular is very easy, is y en particular. I don't even have to do anything. It's just the pronunciation. Y en particular, about our hopes. I think that sounds more natural there. So it'll be sobre nuestros, or actually, let's do this word here. Hopes is, or a hope is una esperanza. Like that. But this is plural, our hopes. So esperanzas, and our now would be nuestras. You can see Spanish wanting to make the agreement because this is a hope, a feminine word, una esperanza. Then hopes would become esperanzas. And for that reason, we have nuestras esperanzas. You can see it matching. So we have anoche hablábamos de nuestros niños. You could say again, anoche hablábamos sobre nuestros niños y en particular sobre nuestras esperanzas. This is why I changed it. I used de for about in one and sobre for about in the other, just because it will flow nicer. And our plans for the future. So it would be y nuestros planes. And then for the future, this is just a general usage of for, para el futuro. So again, nice and easy, close to English. Let's read the sentence once more. So, anoche hablábamos de nuestros niños. Last night we were talking of our children, meaning about our children. Y en particular, sobre nuestras esperanzas, and in particular, about our hopes. Y nuestros planes, or simply y planes, about our hopes and plans for the future, para el futuro. We are worried. So here we have a choice of ser or estar for we are. Now, we're not saying that we're permanently worried, right? We're just saying that about this particular situation, we're worried about the violence. So we're going to go with estar. So it would be estamos. Worried is preocupados, to be preoccupied about something. And again, it's ending in plural, preocupados, because we are. This is plural here. Estamos preocupados about the violence. I hope you know by now, this is going to be por la violencia, again, close to English. So la violencia is the reason why we're worried, so that's why we're using por la violencia, and you have like an accent here. Por la violencia aquí. Oops, went crazy there. And how it's going to affect them. This and how is going to be y como. It's going to is a handle, ba. Now, to affect is very close. Just get rid of one F and have afectar. Now, how it's going to affect them, what we're saying is afectarles. You could put los, and you would be understood, but it would sound like a mistake. It would sound wrong. In this case, it's more correct to say, to use les, because it's coming towards them, something that is affecting them. It's coming in their direction towards them. So, y cómo va a afectarles? This we don't need to worry about because we covered them with here, this les. So now we have our translation here. Vivimos en Guadalajara, en el estado de Jalisco, con nuestros 4 niños. Mi esposo es técnico de Telmex y yo trabajo medio tiempo en una clínica dental. Anoche hablábamos de nuestros niños y en particular sobre nuestras esperanzas y planes para el futuro. Estamos preocupados por la violencia aquí y cómo va a afectarles.